Hello and welcome to another episode of the Smash Accept podcast. I'm your host, Michael Royer. You can find me on Twitter at Dynasty Dad FF. Joined as always by my main man at FF Snoog. And back in the host chair, rocking that sweet November mustache, my man, Broc Dynasty. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good. We had our boy Sean who took over for the past 2 weeks. Appreciate you filling in, but I'm back. Love to be here. Nothing better than Tuesday nights chopping it up. And boys, we got about 3-4 weeks until the playoffs. So this is the time to make some trades. Looking through the backstage, we have an absolute heater of a show scheduled for you guys tonight. Great trades. Me and Snoog were talking about it earlier. So really looking forward to this one and glad to be back.
Yeah, this is literally like this show is going to be absolute fire. We have more trades than we've had in weeks, and we have some absolute bangers on this particular show. Guys, we're going to do something a little bit crazy. All right. If we hit, we normally do our thing. We do 5, 10, 15, 20. If we hit 40 in this one, or the next one, or the Thanksgiving show, we're going to give away a lifetime membership to the Smash Accept Discord. You never pay. Just VIP. Honestly, depending how long you live, the life expectancy, that thing could really be worth some serious cash. So, guys, get those super chats in. That's the only way you can guarantee that you're going to get that. Right now, we have patreon.com/Smash Accept code Broc. This is only going to the end of the month. 50% off. Snoog, it's been crazy in there. It's been crazy in my leagues. Things are starting to heat up.
Yeah, it is. We're 4 weeks away from fantasy playoffs right now. So things are going to get real. A lot of these, injured teams are going to start to come back to fruition when these players are coming back. And Dad, we just did an entire Contenders buy show on the most recent YouTube channel episode drop that we did. And we broke down, 10 guys you should be buying everywhere. It's a top tier contender. Rebuildings in the past, Dad. Like we did our rebuilding shows, that mid season, rip down. Now all the focus is on week 14, 15, 16, right? So we're going to kind of go through there and figure out how we can help you guys win, because that's what matters when it comes down to crunch time like right now.
Hey, I haven't said this for a couple of weeks. So, Broc, going to turn it over to you, big guy. Here we go.
Let's do it. Without further ado, trade one here coming from Shots Fired from the Discord. So we got Garrett Wilson in a 2026 first, or Ladd in a pair of seconds. One this year, one next year. Dad, slide this one your way. What do we think?
All right. That first trade's always like that first sip of your energy drink. And this one is a heater right off the bat. I think this is literally your perfect trade, because I'm seeing a lot of things right now with Garrett Wilson. Obviously, he's out for 3 weeks. They could shut him down. The Garrett Wilson thing is the Jets are done. Like that's there. I think Garrett Wilson not playing, obviously, is not going to be good for Justin Fields. Not going to be good for anybody. But I think Snoog and I talk about this all the time. 2 seconds don't equal a first. We have Snoog and I both have Garrett in the same tier as Ladd McConkey. I think you're getting a first there. And as long as that's not a late first and 2 late seconds, even then, I think you win this trade. I'm going Garrett Wilson all day long. Snoog, what do you think?
Yeah, Garrett Wilson all day. Better player, more valuable asset long-term, in my opinion. You get the first for a pair of seconds. That's a no-brainer move for me.
Yo, that's as sweet as this Swedish fish. This stuff straight banging. That's a heater right there. That's a great trade to get things going, and I think there's a lot of news here. There's a lot of things. We know Garrett Wilson's out 3 weeks. We now know that Travis Hunter's out for the rest of the year, which is big for Parker Washington. There's just so much news that's flying around. Joe Burrow's back practicing. I've seen trades with him flying around like crazy because, you were trying to trade for Flacco. Now all of a sudden you have like a 2-week window for Flacco to start. Crazy time of year.
All right, trade 2 here coming from Maydan America, submitted through Twitter. One side's got Judkins, Aronde Gadsden, and a late 26 first. Other side, Bijan Robinson. Snoog, what do we think? A little 3-for-1.
If I can turn Gadsden into a first, which you should be able to, I'm doing this all day. Judkins and 2 firsts for Bijan. You get that insulated move. You still get a top 8 dynasty running back who's 21, 22 years old. That's only getting better and only going to be in a better situation from here on out, and 2 firsts attached. Dad, we talk about this a lot on the show, insulating off elite talents, 2 more elite talents, and getting a bunch of extra draft picks is literally the way you smash in Dynasty.
What's interesting, though, is this trade would, after 3 weeks ago, you couldn't do this. Bijan's had 3, what a lot of people think are bad weeks. And Tyler Algier is not going to come in every single week and snipe 2 touchdowns. So I think your opportunity to buy low on Bijan is here right now. There's a lot of opportunity for this left-hand side to fail. I mean, I'm a little bit worried about Judkins not literally getting any receptions, completely unusable when it comes to negative game script, kind of like what we've seen with James Cook, where it's like if we have negative game script, he's just not out there on the field, not getting any usage. I do think the value is on the Judkins side, but I think you're right, is like it really depends. If I'm all in, I still want Bijan. Like I mean, if that was Gibbs, I would smash it. It's just we know Bijan's going to bounce back. Gadsden had a couple of big weeks. This past week was down. We've seen this with guys in the past where a guy like Garande Gadsden, who's a 4th-round pick, right, is someone that could taper off. And if that happens, 5th-round pick, if that happens, you killed it for Bijan. You know what I mean? So I think if you're taking that left-hand side, you sure as hell better be all in on a Rondé Gadsden thinking that he's going to be that guy. Otherwise, there's a lot of potential for Bijan's side to win this trade.
Yeah. All right, Dion coming through with our first super chat of the night. Appreciate to hear Dion. Got a contending team, G. Willie and Loveland or Rashee Rice. While Dad's taking a sip, Snoog, throw this one your way. What do we like?
I'm cowbelling for the Garrett Wilson and Loveland side. Go buy a Cortland Sutton, Devontae Adams to fill in while Garrett Wilson's out for a pair of seconds.
Well, I think you're onto something there, but I mean, I've tried to buy Devontae Adams in every single league, and I don't know what it is, Snoog, is like I find so many guys that are in that 6 through 9 spot, they can't freaking commit to just not being good. You're not going to make the playoffs. Yeah. Stop it. Trade. I mean, I messaged 3 different guys who were the 9 and 10 seeds, and they're like, well, I'm holding out hope. You're 3 games back with 4 left. Like, what hope are you holding on for? Like, this is Dynasty. It's not redraft. Redraft, you should hold on hope all the time. Dynasty, you're losing if you're not winning. You know, like it's like what we talk about is if you have that 101, you're building up. But if you're just holding on to Devontae Adams and he's accumulating value there, this sometimes is what you got to pay. I mean, I think the Wilson side wins this handedly. But if you're an all-in contender, this is what sucks this time of year, right? Like, Brock, I want you to talk about this a little bit too, is you can't just go to everybody and say who's selling. Because I tried today. I literally was pounding down I was door-to-door salesman, like, yo, who wants Garrett Wilson? And no one would freaking take him. The best offer I got was Devonta Smith straight up, and that's horrible. You know, like, I want to win, and Rashee Rice is going to put up top 5 numbers. But next year, if you give up a Colston Loveland, this hurts because he's arguably a top 5 dynasty tight end. Garrett Wilson, and I tried offering in Smash 13. I'm rebuilding, so I wanted Garrett Wilson in a first for Rashee in a second. So, Brock, talk to me a little bit about this because we run into these pitfalls. Everybody's like, oh, let's just go buy this guy or buy that guy. But at this time, sometimes your trade partners are running thin.
Yeah. They're running thin, or like Snoog said, Devontae Adams, most of the times at this point, week 10, those guys are going to be on teams that are competing with you. So it's tough in that regard it's easier said than done to just get a receiver or flex replacement for the Garrett Wilson side. But like you guys said, if this is tight end premium and you don't win in 3 months, you're kicking yourself because the Jets have a handful of firsts this year and next year. Garrett Wilson's bound to get a quarterback upgrade. We've been saying it for years, but hopefully, it's going to happen in the next couple of years. And then Loveland's been looking like an animal the past 2 weeks. So if you don't go, this is the best part about Dynasty. You got to take risks.
If Rashee goes down, then you're back to square one.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no insulation on that side, which would make me lean. And just stay safe with Garrett Wilson and Loveland.
Snoog, I mean, right now, you and I have been doing shows about this, but let's be honest, the days of using your second to go get a startable asset are disappearing. Because we had for years, that 2017 class gave us, we had our Mike Evans for an early second, Mixon, Kamara, Connor, Aaron Jones now, but like, what can you get for a second? I put a post out there. I mean, the best wide receiver you can get, because you don't want Keenan Allen. He's been garbage right now. Stephon Diggs is probably the only vet other than like him, Cortland Sutton. It's not pretty. And then what running back can you buy for a second right now?
Like
Dowdle? You can get Alvin Kamara. No, you can't get Dowdle for a second anymore. Everybody wants a first because he's been popping off. So it's like we have a disappearing area of second-round picks. You might be able to get Kelsey.
The disappearing middle class. I was just about to say that.
It is. But I mean, like, it's disappeared completely. So you're going to have to get creative this time of year. And more so, I mean, I've been playing Dynasty for 10 years now, and this is the biggest gap we've had because 2017 was so damn good. And there were so many guys that we used for years, and they're all disappearing now. It's like
I know we need this new age of young guys to
sad,
get a little bit older to buy them
right?
for cheap in a couple years.
I feel like
AJ
we're at that
Brown.
spot
Yeah.
where I'm trying to talk to Snoog about CDs. He's like, "What's a CD?" You know, like that's what these players were. You know, no, I'm just kidding. But like, you understand what I'm saying? Is like we're at this spot where technology and players were starting to disappear. And Rob Lowe's got, you know, speaking of actors from the past, we got Rob Lowe here tonight.
All right, appreciate the super chat here, Rob. He said tier down on a 1-year punt. Options from Brown and Debo.
Chase or AJ?
I'm assuming
Wait.
AJ.
I'm assuming AJ as well for a
Chase.
1-year punt.
So, I mean, you're not getting squat. AJ Brown, if you get any first right now, plus a little bit, I can't sell him. Like he's just, we're in a spot where you almost want to just wait until he has a pop-off game. Debo, maybe
this week against the Lions.
At this point, I would do, if I could get Parker Washington and a second for Debo and a third, which you won't. I think you can get Parker Washington, Alec Pierce. Like I'm starting to look at these guys that are the new wave guys that have been putting up production. Troy Franklin, Alec Pierce, Parker Washington, and get a little bit, maybe a third on top. But Debo, you're not getting anything. AJ Brown, you could get a first in one of those guys. But I mean, Snoog, we've been pounding the drum for AJ Brown, but it's just not happening. Like Devonta Smith has passed him.
Yeah.
I think we have to just admit it now. Like talent-wise, he hasn't, but in this offense, he has.
I don't know what it is about this new offense, but it's just not loving AJ Brown right now. Hopefully, big bounce back game against the Lions. They have the Bills coming up. They got some, you know, kind of weaker defenses and high shootout potential games. Maybe can help revive him there a bit, but yeah, I think you're looking at, you know, Luther Burden plus a first. Maybe you got to give AJ Brown in a second, something like that. Maybe it's Luther for Debo 1-for-1. Like if someone's a top tier contender, needs a guy bad, you have that kind of leverage. But I don't know. There's not a lot of intriguing young assets right now that haven't been good. If you like Matthew Golden, maybe he's a good target. Maybe Brandon Ayuk's a good target for a tier back. Maybe Luther Burden's a guy I'm trying to get everywhere if I can. But
yeah.
It's looking ugly right now.
And I think this is that cautionary tale of you have a guy that's just too long. And, you know, the guy that is turning 27 next year, I think it's time to start looking at possibly selling Nico, T. Higgins. You know, those guys ahead of the curve is what we always talk about, because I don't think AJ Brown's washed, but the value now, it's gone. It's literally gone.
Yep. All right, this one coming in from Bus Nasty. Appreciate the super chat. Kind of similar to the one we just covered, but this time we got Garrett Wilson, Travion Henderson, and a 27 first. Other side, Rice and CMC contending team. Snoog's throwing cowbells up, Dad. What do we think here?
Which side are you cowbelling? You got to win a championship.
Henderson,
but he's trying
by a mile.
But now he's got to get.
I think that's such a lopsided trade, in my opinion.
I mean, Rice is over Wilson by at least a second, but Henderson's now passed back in that area where he's in that same value as Christian McCaffrey. So I think we take Henderson
27 first.
But it's not right now at this time of year, honestly, because if we're trying to win, that's what we got to try to do. But I don't advocate doing that because that ends up stinging bad.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But the gap between Henderson and CMC is probably a late second now. CMC's still slightly above, but he won't be as soon as the season's over, right? And now Henderson popping off this past week. Is he going to do it again? If he does it again, he passes Christian McCaffrey, period. Like, that's what's going to happen. Rice, it comes down to that same thing as that last trade is like, are you willing to give a first on top of Wilson to get to Rice? Do you want a wide receiver one, or do you want a guy that's not going to play? It really depends on what you have on your roster. But what wide receiver, if you could buy a T. Higgins for a 27 first, if you could buy Devonta Smith for a 27 first, then all of a sudden I love that left side as well. The value seems to be on the left side, but do you understand what I'm saying? Is like, I'm with you wholeheartedly, but we're going towards the playoffs now. Like, prices are going up. Yesterday's prices are not today's.
Yeah. I'm thinking I can go get like Jacobs. What's Saquon's value right now? Like, it's got to be like lower than it's ever been. Like, it's got to be like a first and a second. because he really hasn't been doing anything other than that one big game he had.
In theory, a 27 first should be able to buy you any running back outside of maybe 7 guys, right? You should be able to get, if you want in this one, you should be able to add Kyron Williams. You should be able to add Josh Jacobs. You should be able to add, you know what I mean? You should be able to. But again, every league is completely different. So on this one here, I'm not advocating doing this. But if you're going all in and you think this is your chance to win it all, Rice is still a foundational wide receiver. CMC is just going to start dipping in value. So if it's everything you got, I got no problem with it, but I understand where Snoog's at.
Yeah. Next super chat coming in from Jaime Angel. Appreciate the super chat here, Jaime. His wide receivers are Rice, Rome, Marv, T, and Neighbors. He's getting offered Garrett Wilson, who he would put in the IR. He's contender and loaded at running back. So
I've looked at this, Snoog, and Brock. If people don't want to buy Garrett Wilson, then I'm sure as hell buying him. You know, like that's the next 100%. Step is everybody, you can't sell him. You just can't. Like I've tried. Nobody wants him. And that's crazy. But I think the negative got the talent. Snoog and I have said it before. He's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL, period. Like if Joe Flacco played for the Jets, we would see Garrett Wilson putting up the Jamar Chase type routine right now. Like he would be a wide receiver 1, no doubt about it. So like if you can go buy low on Garrett Wilson, I think you could probably give a first plus a guy like I offered today. I tried to buy him. I offered Devontae Adams in a late 27 first for him. You know, because the guy needs to have the points of Garrett Wilson of Devontae Adams. Get yourself up there and buy Garrett Wilson. He's a foundational wide receiver.
Yeah. Justin Johnson coming through with the next super chat. Appreciate it here, Justin. He said he's struggling to get a second for Alvin Kamara. He already has 5 of them and 3 firsts. Should he just offload for any third at this point, Dad? What do you think?
No, I would tier up. You got to package up. Like Kamara, he's going to play next year anyway. So it's not like it's a complete waste of time holding him onto your roster. If he's the difference of you going 101 versus 102, yeah, then do a pair of thirds or get Devin Neal in a third or get, you know, some kind of insurance running back in a third. But Snoog, Alvin Kamara is going to play next year too. And we're just one good quarterback away. We're one offensive line added on there from him. I don't think he's washed. He doesn't. I watched Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry looks washed. Alvin Kamara does not. It's just this offense is it's gross.
Yeah, absolutely agree there.
All right, trade 3 coming from P Panthers submitted through Discord. It's a good one here. We got JT and CD on one side, or Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr. and Chase Brown. Snoog, what do we think?
Go ahead, Dad. Do the due diligence.
I'm winning a championship here. Like that this JT's different, right? The other trades we're talking about, you had some good players in there. If you get JT, just do it. Just get it done. Now, the only thing that worries me a little bit about JT is the Colts are running away with this division right now. So you might see a little bit taper off. But, I mean, Lamb for Neighbors is fair. And at this point, the way BTJ has played, and in my rest of the season rankings, you're not going to like this, but I have Parker Washington over Brian Thomas Jr. Like, it's just been for that offense.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's been good. BTJ has been horrible. I'm doing this. I would take that. And I think Chase Brown's been good. You know, like Chase Brown's a buy low for me right now because you saw him back-to-back RB1 weeks. This past week he wasn't great, but then 2 weeks that we get Joe Burrow back, like he's going to be fine. He's going to be a guy that can put you possibly over the top.
Absolutely agree there. JT is just question. Game changing.
He was saying, should he trade out one of his wide receivers on the previous question? And I would not. I mean, I would flip Marv possibly, or in this particular one, give T Higgins in a second and get Garrett. Then you got Rome, Marv, Wilson, Neighbors, smash. Like that's a nice young core. You're set there. I would not. Yeah. Marv's on the rise. Like honestly, I mean, if I can, I would flip Garrett for Marv. I have no problem doing that right now.
He looks good. I think Jacoby Brissett's honestly, as sad as that is to say, is going to be good for Marv. He missed him a lot. He missed him on a lot of deep digs and crossers and stuff.
Trying.
But he's trying at least. Kyler doesn't try. So
yeah, at least we're getting targets.
Yeah.
which is crazy. That's where we're at. But trade 4 here coming from Clay Goodwin, submitted through Twitter. Got one side with Puka Nakua,
Oh,
or we got the Garrett Wilson show. Garrett and
Yeah.
late first this year and next year, Dad. What do you think?
It's Garrett Wilson, but like
by a mile.
it is, but like also you need to win, right? So like if you got those late picks, I understand it. People are really honestly right now, they are panicking on Garrett Wilson. Like and I think if you're going to trade Garrett Wilson, you want to tier up to a Puka Nakua, but like 27 first and a pair of seconds, maybe. But like this is an overpay. I would not do it.
Yeah. Trade 5 here coming from Holy Freaking Smoke, submitted through Discord. Loving the names
Let's
tonight.
go.
We got Parker Washington and a mid 26 first, or you know who? Garrett Wilson. Name
Come
of the show,
on, yeah.
Snoog. You liking the
G-Dub
Wilson
all
side?
the way. Get an elite talent, still 25 years old. I don't care how bad his situation is. He's getting you, 1,100 yards, 90 receptions. Top 15 fantasy producer. Doesn't matter who's playing QB. Doesn't matter where. Like if he wasn't Dad, he scored 20 plus fantasy points in 4 out of 5 games with Justin Fields as the quarterback before the injury. He was lights out with them, and their schedule was so easy. It's just unfortunate he got injured, but he was a top 8 wide receiver this year, I guarantee, if he played a full 17.
What if it's a mid 27 first and like Stephon Diggs?
Not even close for me.
See, I think we get towards that area, and this is what we have to start convincing ourselves like value and then the championship. And right now we're talking week 11, right? If this is week 14, we go with the hot hand, but Parker Washington's not the guy that's going to close that gap. As much as I like him, and I would pay a late second for Parker Washington right now because I've always liked the talent. He's always been good at Penn State. When he gets opportunities, he scores. And I think he's what they're doing with Jacoby Myers. They even said, like he said, they went out and said, Cohen said, Parker Washington will be in the slot. And we know the guy in the slot in that offense is the guy that's going to eat.
Oh, yeah. All right. Trade 6 here coming from Carson Kessinger, submitted through Twitter. We got Jefferson Etienne or Waddle, Jalen Warren, Parker Washington, a 27 first and fourth, Dad. Break it down for us.
So first we're going cowbell. Second, we're going Justin Jefferson and Garrett Wilson are cheaper than they will ever be. This is the time to buy those players. Justin Jefferson, however, if you're a contending team, you got to be worried, right? Like Snoog, he's putting up back end wide receiver 2 numbers if we're lucky. Like I look at this particular trade and I look at, ETN basically, we'll say ETN and Warren almost cancel out. It's really close. Parker doesn't really change it too much. So Waddle in the 27 first for Jefferson, that's not enough for me. I think Waddle, rest of the season, I have Justin Jefferson lower than I've ever had him in years. He's my wide receiver 9, and Jalen Waddle is my wide receiver 18. If that 27 first is mid to early, I'm at least considering it, but I don't see a reason here because there's no direction on this trade. Jefferson and ETN are win now. The other side's just a mixture of kind of win now. So, like, commit here. Go one way or another here, Carson. I'm going Jefferson.
Yeah, you're giving up a top 2 wide receiver of this upcoming decade for a 27-year-old injury-prone wide receiver on one of the worst teams in the NFL and a bunch of garbage and a 27 first.
Snoog, would you – I think if I can, I would trade Jefferson in a second to get to Puka or even we're not getting any production from him. Like, would you trade – I would love to get JSN, but I think you'd have to add a late first or an early second. Like, we're at a weird spot here where Justin Jefferson, who, like, you're right. I mean, he is the best wide receiver we've seen, period, over the last 10 years. Like him and Chase, Neighbors, that kind of talent. But down the stretch, I want somebody that's going to produce, and I think if you can get Amon-Ra in a second, I might take it.
Yeah, I think Lamb's the play. I feel like Lamb's been a little,
but that's probably straight up.
I think pretty soon, like Lamb's gonna kind of hit that switch. I think this stretch, the next few games, I think he's gonna have some massive weeks. But like I would be doing something like that or JSN or something like that along those lines. Even like Rashi in a first, like something like that's not bad. But
Possibly go Nico.
you don't
We throw
you
Nico
don't
in there.
you don't sell Garrett Wilson, you don't sell Justin Jefferson when they're having a down year or
No, for
injured.
sure.
Like you just never do that. That's when you can buy those players finally.
Hey, Thanksgiving Day show, we're going to give this away. This is an autographed Nico Collins jersey from Pristine Auction. If you guys, everybody that puts in a super chat from now until our Thanksgiving show will be entered to win that. We also have some other ways that we're going to give you guys opportunities to get that. So just another incentive to get in there on your super chats. We're up to 6 for the show, which means we'll give away 1 month or 1 VIP month. If we hit those crazy numbers, we'll give out even more. So here we go.
All right, next one here coming from Tony Larson, submitted through Discord. Got Kraft and George Pickens and a 26th third or Tyler Warren. Snoog, what do you think?
I think it's going to have to be Kraft and George Pickens for me.
All day.
I think Kraft was lights out before he got injured. Now you get that discount. Warren's lights out too, but before injury, I don't really think there was a massive difference between Warren and Kraft. I mean, they're both on great offenses, both very talented players. They win in the same ways. Like Kraft's a better yak player, and then you get a free George Pickens, who's literally 4th in the NFL in receiving yards right now. By the way, Dad, we can pat ourselves on the back with that George Pickens take. It's looking absolutely freaking phenomenal from the offseason. So,
and welcome to the Discord, Tony, because this is one him and I worked through. I love this trade. Snoog, I have seen multiple trades in the Discord. Kraft and a first for Warren, Kraft and a 27 first for Warren, Kraft and a guy like George Pickens for Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren's great, but they're a year apart. Like, they're 24 and 25. Like, there's not a big difference. And I understand Tyler Warren's a guy that's going to be healthy, but on that other side, you got Pickens. Like if I have to give up Kraft in a second, sure. But I'm not giving up a first. I'm not giving up a George Pickens. I'm just not giving up something elite on the other end there.
This is something I want to do if I have a Travis Kelce, if I have a George Kittle, if I have a Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
Even if I have a Hunter Henry, right? And I have Warren too, and I can, get better at wide receiver in a deeper format and then get an elite young tight end for the future. It's a no-brainer for me.
Yep. Next super chat coming in from Zvartan Dart. Sorry if I butchered that. Here's Vart. Appreciate the super chat. Contending a dynasty team, he's looking to sell CD and Rico Dowdle for Jonathan Taylor and Garrett Wilson. His receiver core right now, JSN, Puka, CD, Rice, and Igbuka. That's beautiful. Running backs, though, Cook, Dowdle, Hendo, Harvey, Hampton, so a little light there. So you'd be pretty much swapping
pretty good.
Dowdle for JT, and then he's still deep at receiver to go ahead and get Garrett Wilson, be able to miss those few weeks. Dad, what do you think?
It's so hard to give up CeeDee Lamb, but the JT side wins this trade. I get it. And then you have right now, you have JSN, Puka, Rice. You're set there. Igbuka comes in as your wide receiver 4. I mean, you go from a position of power. This is the opposite of a reduced volatility, but then you're also getting Wilson, who's younger anyway. So I like this trade. I think this definitely comes out big for you.
This is a good building block move, right? Like you get 2 foundational assets for one, basically. You're turning a 27-year-old Rico Dowdle, a guy, a journeyman that could probably be nothing next year, or could also be the starter, or could be nothing in 2 years, for a future Hall of Famer in Jonathan Taylor, and then Garrett Wilson, who's going to be a 1,000-yard receiver for 10 plus years in the NFL.
Hey, just because I said I'm trying to, talk about Garrett Wilson, then in my inbox I get this Jerry Jeudy, Kayshon Boutte, and Zay Flowers for Garrett Wilson. Sorry, Snoop, I'm not doing it. I want to put up production, but I don't hate Garrett Wilson, man. We'll work through that. We'll work through that. Here we go.
All right. Next super chat coming from Quentin. Appreciate it. He's got a 9-1 team, 12 team, 1 quarterback, though, Dynasty League. His running back room, Bijan, Gibbs, Judkins, Rico. He needs tight end help. He's got Gadsden and Ertz. Are you moving Dowdle for someone like Kelsey and Diggs or Alec Pierce?
No.
You're just keeping Dowdle?
No. Rico Dowdle is worth more than those guys. We did a show. I would trade a second for Kelsey or Diggs, or even a late second for Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce, 242 yards in his last 3 games. Like, he's literally was the wide receiver 2. I mean, the way your running backs are, Dowdle, I'm starting over Judkins at this point. Like, that's the kind of points. He's a smash top 10 guy. So having that luxury, if you can start all 4 of them there, but Rondé Gadsden is no slouch. I would keep this, and if you need to, offer a second for Kelsey or Diggs.
Yeah.
I like it.
Dad, I think Pierce reminds me of, remember DJ Chark? Alec Pierce kind of gives me DJ Chark vibes. Let's see if he can crack that 1,000-yard season soon.
Dude, I did a show back then when DJ Chark was popping off and sang Baby Shark to DJ Chark. It was something special back in the day.
Let's keep that in the archives. All right. Next super chat coming in from Zeke McFarland. Appreciate the super chat here. Stroud and Bucky or Jalen Hurts in a 10-team Superflex. Dad, what do you think?
I like to win, so it's Jalen Hurts without even debating. You know,
it's going to be Jalen Hurts. I think Bucky's going to have a crazy schedule if he ever comes back this year.
Well, they said no timetable. They said no timetable now. So I mean, like,
so brutal.
We have to move him from like Dynasty RB8 down to like the 10-ish range and see what you can do. I mean, would you trade him for James Cook straight up now? Like, if you're a contender, I think you have to.
Yeah, they're all like the same to me, but I think Bucky, man, that schedule looks so easy coming up, and the fact that he's not playing is killing me in a couple of leagues. I'm like, dude, come on, like, let's go.
It's weird, the whole thing. The past few weeks, they're keeping it under wraps. Hush, hush. All right, next super chat coming from Aditya Roy. Appreciate the super chat here. Got a contending team. We got a lot of contenders in the super chats tonight. We love to see it.
Trying to do.
Should he trade Judkins and Henderson for Gibbs, Snoog? I hear you over there. Pre-firing and which side would you take?
3 of my favorite running backs in the NFL. I get 2 for 1, but one of them is literally one of the best running backs that I've laid eyes on and is about to literally set probably 100+ rushing touchdowns and total touchdowns in his NFL career. He has the fastest start to being under 24 years old and scoring the most touchdowns over like a ridiculous amount of guys. Just imagine what this kid's going to do when David Montgomery kicks the tires. You're not going to find another David Montgomery for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they got lucky with David Montgomery when they got him. To be able to get a running back that good as your RB2 is hard. Once he's gone, they're going to be like, we got to build the defense. We can't afford to pay some random, Brian Robinson $7 million a year when we have Jahmyr Gibbs. So let's go build elsewhere. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be one of the best fantasy football running backs of all time at some point in a single season. I don't know when. It's coming. I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs here. It's close, though.
Well, it's Gibbs. It's Gibbs, especially if you're a contender. I can see a scenario where your team's like fringe playoffs, you're middling, and you go ahead and you get the 2 running backs and you fill out your roster to give yourself an opportunity. But it's Gibbs. If you trade Gibbs,
Genty and Judkins.
Yeah, I would do that.
What about Hampton and Judkins?
Yeah. I mean, this might be bold take-ish, but I think Hendo's going to pass Judkins by the time the season's over. Like, the opportunity is there. But this is the thing is, you and I have had Gibbs as our Dynasty RB1 for a year and a half now, or maybe 2 full years. And the rest of the community has crapped on that nonstop. But he's the guy. Like, he's literally phenomenal.
He's Jamar. It's like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase between Bijan and Gibbs. Like, I think Bijan, like, looks flashier. I think he's more complete as a runner. I just think Gibbs is so much more electric and like Chase has those 50, 60, 70-yard touchdowns that can win you your week. He doesn't need 1-2 yard touchdowns to put up 40 points, right? And we've been seeing it. He's scoring 38, 40 points on 15 touches. It's like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, let's have Dan Campbell keep calling plays if it's going to put Gibbs in the end zone 3 times.
Hey, J-Mo.
Yeah, honestly, J-Mo got a bump as well. Trade 8 here coming from Wyatt Horning, submitted through YouTube. We got a couple YouTube ones. We got Rice and McBride on one side, or Neighbors, Kraft, and a 26 first. Dad, throw this one your way. What do we like?
I love both sides. I think if you're rebuilding, that Neighbors, Kraft side, that's how you win in Dynasty. If you're a contender, and I think unlike the other ones, if I'm a contender, I'll take Rice and McBride because McBride with Jacoby Brissett is arguably better than Brock Bowers the rest of the season. Like,
it's crazy, dude.
He's insane, but like Kyler Murray, okay. Well, then we're back.
I figured out the Cardinals offense. It's literally Marvin Harrison Jr. go out there and be a decoy, draw all the attention, and then it's a check down for 8 yards to Trey McBride, and he just gets like 15 yards after the catch. It's literally what they do, and it's kind of genius. I'm not gonna lie. They're using Marv as like a field stretcher to take a lot of the attention away, and then McBride's getting like middle linebackers and safeties trying to guard him in man coverage. In soft zone coverages, he's just eating it alive underneath. It's a no-brainer. He's lights out right now.
Yeah, it's feeding fantasy players, but
what's he worth to you, Dad?
Scoreboard.
0.75 10 and premium. What's McBride worth?
Well, I have
2.5?
probably 2.5 to 3 first. Like in that format, he's an early second round startup pick.
He scored like 450 points.
Yeah, honestly. All right, super chat number 11 coming in from High Class Scumbag. Appreciate the super chat here. He said, should he move a Nico and a 26 second for Wilson and a 27 fourth? The guy with Wilson has the current 101. He's tanking in the league.
Mm-hmm.
In a league from trade 10 tonight.
I would do
25 points behind him. So he's trying to lock 101 essentially.
Shave it.
Move Nico points, take on Garrett Wilson, swap a second for a fourth. You both like
that'll
it?
help you big time.
Same value range, but that if you're moving that second there, I have no problem, and you're getting younger.
Yeah, and he's giving the guy with 101 Nico. So to try and make his max points for higher than his, that's great. Dion coming back through. Appreciate it here, Dion. Contending team again with Herbert and Worthy or Hurts and Cortland Sutton Snoog. What 2 for 2? What duo do we like?
I'm gonna go Hurts here, honestly. I mean, I love Justin Herbert right now. If that was like a Devontae Smith or a T. Higgins or someone, Zay Flowers, I'd be more excited for this. Or Chris Olave, Jalen Waddle, but I think Hurts is just with the rushing.
Worthy's not moving the needle.
Yeah, Worthy's not moving
the needle.
Not right now, no.
What has he been doing?
Nothing.
Kind of crazy.
All right, trade 9 here coming from Tony Volk, submitted through Twitter. Got May, Devonta Smith, and a 26 first, or Rashi Rice, Caleb Williams, Keenan Allen, and a 26 second. Dad, help me break this one down. I see your hand. Throw it your way.
It's Drake May. Stop. Like, there's no debate here. I mean, Devonta in the first will get you Rice, but Caleb is not at this point. I've moved Drake May into a tier above Caleb Williams. They're not even in the same tier anymore. He's my Dynasty QB4 right now, and honestly, I'm having a hard time not saying QB3. Like, if you had to make me pick between Drake May and Jaden Daniels today, I would take Drake May. He is that good. There's no way you should be trading him at this point. And Caleb's been good, right? But he hasn't been MVP good. He hasn't been consistent. Drake May has been up here every single game. Caleb's been here. Like he's all over the place. The upside is there, but this is Drake May, no matter how you slice it.
Do you have Daniels over Caleb still?
I do, but I have them in the same tier.
They're back to back for me.
Yeah, because
I think May is definitely better than both of them, and I don't think it's very.
I think if
it's
I'm
obviously
rebuilding,
close, but like
I would take it 1 for 1 and take Daniels and start shaving the points. Otherwise, I mean, you're splitting hairs there, but I mean, I think both of them are above Jalen Hurts at this point.
I mean, from an NFL perspective, I think May is far above the other two, but I think fantasy, like it's always going to probably be close, like points wise and stuff. I think the three of them are like just solidifying there with Herb and Mahomes for just like foundational QBs to build around. I feel like Caleb, like you said, Daddy's been here and then he's here, then he's here. I feel like once he gets that steady grasp, it's probably going to be a next year, a year after thing, but I think he's going to hit his stride and it's going to be like, holy crap, this guy's scoring a lot of fantasy points.
Drake May's top 10 every week. Caleb is top 5 or outside the top 20. That's just what it is.
All right, now we got a trade here from High Class Scumbag, and gave us a little context with the super chat that he's currently on pace for the 102. So we got a tanking team here. Keep that in mind.
Hampton, same answer.
Hampton, Bond, 26 third, or AJ Brown, Andrews, Daniel Jones, and Ayuk. Feels a little heavy on the right side, Snoog. What do you think?
It does feel heavy on the right side, but
take Hampton. Get the points out of here.
I think you got to take Hampton. Yeah,
I'm taking Hampton. I'm almost the right side's not turd sandwiches, value. But they're like their values are dead.
They're just not pretty pieces. Yeah.
Outside of Daniel Jones, that right hand side value is.
That sounds crazy to say, but yeah.
We have no idea what's if Ayuk's can even play at all.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is going
I-
to get embarrassed by the Texans defense when they play him twice. And he's going to be, everyone's going to be like, oh, there's Daniel Jones again.
He's kept the cape on all year so far. Like he's had one down
He's
game.
had
He's
those
had a lot of
games, though.
booms.
Like, what do you have, 4 fumbles last game or something like that? I saw, like,
Wow.
I feel like he's been.
Trade
like
11 here coming from Matt14, submitted through Discord. Got Puka or Marv, Isaiah Likely, a 26 second and 27 first. Snoog, what do you think?
I'm going to take Puka. I think it needs to be 2 first at this stage.
Yep. Agreed. If that's a 26 first and a 27 first, I think we have a deal. But this is Puka Nakua all day long.
Has Isaiah Likely been playing? I feel like I haven't.
I think it's just an ad on there. No, he's been doing nothing. Like literally.
Yeah. All right. Trade 12 here coming from Shooty317, submitted through Discord. Got Marv in a second or Hunter in a first. The 1-2 swap, Dad. What do we like?
This is a dad special here. Like if I'm contending, give me Marv. If I'm rebuilding, give me Hunter. And overall, if somewhere in the middle, it's Hunter. No matter what, I think that breaks the gap there for me. I love these kind of trades because this is a trade you can get done. This is definitely a trade you can get done.
Absolutely
all right.
agree.
Trade 13 here from Johnny Pat, submitted through Discord. Got Kenneth Walker and a 26 third or a 26 first and 26 fourth. Take the third and fourth out, Snoog. Kenneth Walker or a 26 first straight up. What do you like?
It's got to be the first all day long right now. I mean, get Kenneth Walker to a new team, get him to Minnesota, get him to Houston, get him to a team that's actually going to use him as a workhorse running back. Seattle's offense is sick. I love it. I love the way it's schemed with Kubiak there, but I don't know what it is. I think that's them saying we want to keep both backs healthy, so we don't care. Obviously, they don't care about fantasy points, but they're just trying to keep it both healthy and get it moving like that, and it's working.
Reset the clock. So. Just reset the clock and take the pick.
Yeah. All right. We're up to 12 super chats. So 2 VIP months of the Patreon going to be given away, 3 more, and we'll do another one. And then again, all these entries going for that Nico Collins signed jersey that we're going to be giving away at the end of the month. So trade 14, I believe, here from Wild Bill. We got Devontae Stroud, Kyle Williams, 26 and a 27 first. Digest that side. Or JSN, Cam Ward, Dontavian Wicks, and 2 26 thirds. Dad, let's cross them out. Let's do some algebra here. What do we think?
I hate giving up JSN, but I mean, you look at this. This trade is basically you're getting Devonta and 2 firsts for JSN, and then you're getting Stroud for Ward, Wicks, and a pair of thirds. Yeah, I mean that's beyond a cowbell. Like you're smashing this one, and Devonta's been so good. Like he's been literally. So good. Rest of schedule, I moved him as my wide receiver 12 now. JSN is my wide receiver 3. But the gap between your wide receiver 12 and your wide receiver 3 is not 2 firsts. And it's not like you're talking about Devontae Adams and 2 firsts. You're talking about Devonta Smith, who's still 25? Like he's in that pillar range where like he's not a foundational wide receiver anymore because of his age. But man, I mean, I want as many shares of Devonta Smith right now as I can. And that sounds crazy, right? Because in the offseason, everybody was trying to pound the drum for AJ Brown and Devonta Smith you could have got for a pack of peanuts, and now it's the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at his last, from week 3 on, wide receiver 9, wide receiver 70, wide receiver 10, 37, 2, 21, 18. Yeah, he had like that 4-point game against the Bucks, but most of what he's been doing is consistent floor, right? 10 targets, 5 targets, 9 targets, 11 targets, 9 targets, 7 targets. He had that one play. I forget which game it was in, but it was a massive, 70-yard touchdown that Hurts just absolutely beamed it over his head.
Oh,
Detroit, Dallas, and Chicago the next 3 weeks. Then you get the Chargers, Buffalo, and the Commanders, Dad. I mean, those are the type of games you want for Devontae Smith. Those shootout games against great offenses with bad defenses. I think we're going to see this Eagles pass and attack finally really take the next step in the latter half of the year, hopefully, with these matchups.
All right. Trade 15 from Lee MC85. Got straight up Tay or a 28 first, Dad.
I want to win a championship. So, like, if I know my core is not old, like sometimes people make this trade, they trade that 28 first, and the whole team is ancient. then I don't do it. If my core is loaded and I have tons of extra other picks, Snoog and I keep saying we want to pay the 201, but we don't want to pay the 112. I think we're at a spot you just have to pay the 112. And Devontae Adams is my wide receiver 11 rest of the season, or wide receiver 10. He leads the league in red zone targets, end zone targets, and the way Matthew Stafford's been playing, you just got to go for it. Kick the tires, go all the way in, give yourself
do it, and
an
worry
opportunity
about
to win.
that. Worry about that in 3 years.
It's 2 years from now.
You got 2 years to get that pick back. All right, trade 16 from Jacob Swag submitted through Discord. Got Hurts in an early 26 second and Kamani Vidal, or Jaden and a late 26 first. Snoog, what do we think?
I'm gonna go with Jaden here. I like that. Jaden in that first, get that installation, still get an elite rushing QB, a cornerstone asset. I think that's a no-brainer move, Dad. What about you?
Well, I think if you're contending, I would take the Hurts, obviously. I mean, because then we don't know if that's like 112 versus 201. We're not in that league. Kamani Vidal has put up very serviceable flex type numbers. So, Snoog, I think you're right. The Jaden side potentially has more value, but this is the cost of doing business, where this could be a really cheap way to get Jalen Hurts, and then you try to make a deal afterwards. But Jalen Hurts is going to win you your league. Jaden Daniels is going to win you the 101, because I don't think we're going to see him again.
Yep,
yeah.
I agree there.
All right, next one coming from Norlandy, submitted through Discord. We got Lamar and David Njoku, or Jaden Daniels, Tucker Kraft, Snoog.
Ooh, I'm going to go with Daniels and Kraft, especially on a rebuild. On the contender, that needs to be a Kelsey or a Hunter Henry, someone slightly better. I think Njoku is just pretty much valueless to me at this point in time. But you really want to lean Lamar on a contender. Like that's a big gap there, but it's just value, dude. Like, go get that value on that Daniels side.
I mean, Njoku the last 2 weeks has finished tight end 9 and tight end 11. So it's not the end of the world, but I mean, you are going to lose this trade if you don't win your championship. And Lamar has not had those boom weeks for a couple of weeks now, but I think he will. I think you're going to see him win you your league. I'm with Snoog there, though. I mean, if you can get Daniels and Kraft, you were not going to get this before they were injured. Injury discounts are huge this time of year because people forget about what their value really is. So keep pushing the value.
All right, we got a next trade coming in. One side, Malik Neighbors. Other side, 101 and 102.
Oh, hold on. He's not sure if it's the 101, 102 or the 104, 105, but it will be one of those two. So
right,
it's two first.
Two top 5 picks next year's draft, either the 101, 102, and also the 104, 105. What do you think, Dad?
Let's call it the 101. Like, that's the only way I'm even going to debate this. Yeah. I still want Neighbors, but I think if I'm rebuilding, I want to hold on to that 101. Like, so this is a weird trade because the 101's only going to increase in value. I think Neighbors is worth more than the 101. But if you're rebuilding, like the 101 and the 104, look at this year's class, like that would have gotten you much more come draft day. So I kind of want the 101, 104 just because I know what I'm going to be able to do with it. And at this point, Malik Neighbors' value is going nowhere. It won't go as up at all until we get to March. So like these firsts are only going to continue to increase in value. So I wouldn't make this trade. That's just what I'm going to say on this.
I would wait.
Like,
yeah, I would wait for the offseason.
Either side, there's no point in doing this trade. Yeah, there's no point in me giving up Malik Neighbors, and then there's no point in me trading the 101. So as weird as that sounds, it's neither.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, I got that backwards. Yeah. That was Nick Holland from Twitter. We were a little bit backwards on that one. So actually, no, we're good. We're good.
You just put the same number. It's all good. This next one's Nick Holland. All right. Next one is Justin Jefferson or Bucky Irving, Lad McConkey. Snoog, what do you think?
Ooh.
This is weird, right? Because if you're contending,
those aren't
What do you want? Contending? I have Lad and Justin Jefferson 8 and 9. I have Lad one spot behind Justin Jefferson the rest of the season. So but Bucky's not going to play. This is a weird trade, right?
Yeah. I'd probably lean J. Jeff slide slightly. Just because, like, in 5 years, if you told me like one of Bucky or Ladd wasn't anything, I wouldn't be like absolutely shocked. But like in 10 years, if you told me Justin Jefferson wasn't anything, I'd be shocked. So like that's kind of
10 years, he'll be 36.
yeah, like you know what I mean though. Like
I know what you mean.
your Bucky Irvings, like your Kyron Williams. Bucky's a lot better, but like those type of players are like they usually have a smaller window of how long they're good in the NFL. They're not like can't miss prospects, can't miss players, can't miss talents, right? Like
Steven Accounting says these are his 3 goats. We're the can't miss prospects here. I honestly prefer Jefferson, but I think if I could take this and I can get Ladd and I could take Ladd, flip Bucky into Rico Dowdle plus a first, then I'm in contention because I think Ladd and a player that you get with Bucky is going to outscore Justin Jefferson rest of the way unless JJ McCarthy figures out. McCarthy's running the ball, he's doing just enough, but like you see the body language of Justin Jefferson on the sideline, it is not good because I mean McCarthy's throwing high all over the place. It ain't pretty.
All right, next trade coming from Big Bear submitted through Discord. We got Saquon or Worthy and Golden. Dad, what do you think?
I think if you're going all in, it's Saquon, but we're at a weird. I mean, he has been on the decline this year for sure in this offense. I just want something different other than Worthy and Golden. I mean, this is like a pair of early seconds. If this was like wide receivers that I have more in that like Addison or T. Higgins or something like that, I would do it. But Worthy and Golden, unless I'm rebuilding, if I'm rebuilding, give me the 2 wide receivers. But I'm talking deep rebuild because I think both of them will be worth a first at some point, but just not right now.
I agree.
All right, trade 20 here coming from J May Dan 23 submitted through YouTube. Got a Rondé Gadsden and a mid 26 first or Rashi Rice, Dad. Bring it up.
It's Rashi Rice. It's Rashi Rice here. Gadsden's been good, but again, like I need something more. Rashi Rice is a foundational wide receiver. He's just 25 years old. You know, like that's where we're at. Love some of these comments in here. Holy smokes, says Dad and Snoog are the truth. Again, straight up going with a little LFG. Where Steve from accounting says, bro, don't forget about Broc.
Appreciate it, Steve.
You know,
Appreciate it, Steve.
And then I love it. Guys on here like Broc is back. Didn't even recognize him. The mustache.
I know. No hat.
Back. Yo, you got like a rock star following. Look at this. You have CW Ryder. You know,
we love
Steven
it.
Accounting. All these guys, they're just like, hey, here we go. Drew's like, Dad, energy drink at this time of night. No, I don't sleep. I'm gonna go ahead when this is done. I'm gonna go edit this. I'm gonna edit another thing. I'm gonna
pop on the Discord.
I'm gonna pop in the Discord and answer 200 DMs. I don't sleep. I'll sleep when I die. You know, we're past that spot. So, guys, this has been a fun show. Let's get the wheel going. We have 2 VIPs to give out. One of our slower, super chat nights, but also a great show. A lot of really good questions. A lot of really insight into Garrett Wilson, Puka Nacua, Justin Jefferson. A lot of guys where we were able to kind of discuss some of that a little bit more, which is awesome.
Let's roll. Justin Johnson. Someone new right there.
All right, there we go.
Nice.
Make sure you guys, I'm at Dynasty Dad F, he's at FF Snoog. Message one of us on Twitter. Or if you're only on YouTube, just put it in the comments and we'll get to it. And the second one?
Let's get another new guy in there.
Dion back to back. We know Dion's not, but he's the GOAT. Hey, quick question, Broc. What's Olave and Smitty's value?
I'd say probably the 107 to 110 range, if I had to say off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's where I have Olave right now. I have Olave at 107. I've moved Devonta up to like 105 just because he's been playing so well. But
yeah,
Olave balled out on Sunday. He looked really good. We got to start putting a little bit more respect on his name because the Saints are going to probably draft another quarterback or Tyler Shuck ends up playing a little bit better down the stretch. So, guys, thanks again for tuning in and enjoy the process.